check if this fixes it.
Mhm.
I could also stream in like 720p on Discord. I don't think it matters too much.
No, yeah, that's good enough.
Okay, seems to not be dying right now.
That's like barely any difference quality.
Okay, we're ready to start, yeah?
What did you say?
We're ready to start, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. How has your hero pool changed? Because you used to only play BAP, and now I hear that you play Juno and Ana and Zen and all that.
I play a lot of Ana now, and I also I was trying to be a Juno one trick, but I gave up on it because I low key sometimes I just feel like she's kind of boring. So I just play a lot of Ana. But I play with Giblet and he plays Ana, so I'm trying to like flex more because I don't want to take his hero. I'll play Juno. So I asked the question earlier, like before I sent you, I said like I have games where I'm Ana or BAP. My entire team is like really mobile and there's really no one appeal for me, and the
Uh-huh.
enemy team is also on dive. I asked Keikomi this, like, what do I really do in this situation? Because I feel like I could tank the dive. Let's say I have a lamp, I have a nade, I can tank it, but my team is never there to help me because they're diving the enemy backline. He literally just told me just swap. So I go into dive when I know that like if I was just on Juno and I could just heal my whole team during a dive and they don't die, we win. That's when I go Juno. But I don't usually play Juno other for that. Or unless
You
if my tank
dying,
is assassin.
you dying is not completely horrible as long as your team trades. As long as your team gets a better trade. Like, if you live for a long time and you hit your cooldowns and you survive for long, it
Mm-hmm.
should still be fine. Like back in the day, during the semi-early, like after Ana got released, when Ana Lucio was meta, it was very common that both Anas died during the dive trade, and that's not something that
Oh.
like necessarily decided the outcome of the match. Like ideally, if you're playing, like, for example, if you're doing with a DPS player or something, ideally,
Mm-hmm.
if you're running slow backline and the enemy team is running fast backline, your DPS are gonna play a bit like slower and play for marking angles more than they would normally do, especially if you're
Mm-hmm.
attacking. Because if you're attacking, you're forced to rotate in, and on your rotation is where you're most vulnerable. Because obviously you don't have any close cover to duck behind, right? When you're on
Yeah.
defense, it's easier. You just have to. I mean, it's not easy, but it's easier because you already have the space and you presumably already have somewhere to kite to. So all you need to do is you need to
Mm-hmm.
pay attention to what space the enemy team is taking and you need to react accordingly. It's the good old awkward style. They go right, they go left. That's pretty much it
Oh
on
yeah.
defense, right? As
Yeah.
long as
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
nobody cutting your uh, disengage here, which if
Mm-hmm.
there is somebody here, then your DPS should probably duel them. One of your DPS should probably duel them, or you take the duel yourself. The problem is more so on attack than on defense, because of how you have to take the map, essentially.
Interesting.
I don't personally, I don't think it's bad that you die against, like, if they're running full dive and you're running Ana or BAP. I don't think it's necessarily bad that you're dying. It's expected that you will die, but you should try to delay it as long as possible, or potentially even take
Mm-hmm.
somebody with you. You know,
Yeah.
and if you're playing into that and you're seeing they're targeting you, then you should play with that in mind, and you should maybe uh play at the range, like at the, so for example, say you're playing Ana, we're playing like Winston Genji or something, and they're playing
Mm-hmm.
Winston Genji mirror, and you know they're hard going for you because they have like Lucio Juno or something really really fast. Then
Mm-hmm.
you should probably deliberately, you should either play to get the nade in as you're diving you so your team can trade, or if your team is going in before the enemy team is going on you.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Congratulations, bro. Congratulations.
um, if your team is going in before, I mean, your team should not be doing this. In ranked, it's gonna happen, but if you're talking scrims, I don't know if you play scrims or if you want to
I don't
play.
know.
You don't.
I'm like a ranked only as of now, like ladder.
Yeah, in scrims, this should not happen. Like your Winston, you've probably heard about the leash concept. Like some coaches talk about it when you're playing Ana Winston, or like pretty much any dive with Ana. Not just with Ana, it's just universal. Um, the dive has to happen in the support LOS, obviously, because otherwise this guy has no healing and there's nothing,
Mm.
there's no follow up that you can do to people that are super far away, right? They're available. They're sort of they might be available for the Winston because of his mobility, but they not might not be available for you because of the side lane that you're playing. So
And
like,
that's exactly why I would switch to Juno because I can't help with the dive. I can't heal them when they're diving, so they just die, and then I die because I'm getting dove.
well,
So that's why I play Juno.
you
And you,
can't if you're playing here because you're being pressured on left side. Then
uh,
there's nothing you can do. You can't walk here unless your team clears this side of the map first. Like unless your
yeah,
tracer goes here and holds this guy. Maybe not your tracer because she wouldn't want to fight in here. Your Genji goes here and holds these people off or pushes them away. You cannot walk forward safely. So then what you do is you can't help these people. That's not your job anymore because you put yourself in a super risky position. So then you
mhm.
play to survive this, right? If you know they're gonna trade backlines, you're gonna try to trade backlines. Then you need to be your
Oh,
goal
and
needs
if
to
they come
be
on me, they'll be out of position, and my team can capitalize on that.
also that. But even if your team is super far away and fighting on card, you just need to play. You just need to know that you're planning to disengage and try to live for as long as possible, right? If you're playing here,
Mhm,
the tracer has to commit 2 blinks to chase you. The Genji has to commit a dash to chase you, and if they do chase you, then you rotate this way and you try to waste as much time as possible. And if they take
yeah,
a 1v1 with you here with your cooldowns, you should it should be a really good chance that you win that 1v1, especially if they have to
mhm,
use something to get to you, right? But if you are trying to push in here with your team and there's somebody on the flank, then there's nowhere for you to go. It's like you're just being caught on rotation. It's
mhm.
more so about reading the pacing of the fight and what the enemy team wants to do. If they're playing, it's purely
I think
no.
it depends on map too, right? Some maps will
It
just be so close
does.
quarters. It's
It
like for
does.
example, New Junk City first point as Ana is so painful.
I
It's
mean,
so close.
honestly, I used to do really funny strat on that map. It doesn't work in ranked all that often, but I can show you.
Yeah. Like for example, I had a game on Clash. It was on Throne of Anubis. I was on BAP, which is in the first point,
And
and
BAP is more complicated here. As BAP, you're more restricted because of your range. But what you can do with Ana often is most teams will roll out on the side and they will collide here, right? This is where
yeah,
the fight will most likely happen. But if you're playing Ana, and especially if you have some speed, you can take the time to rotate left side and play this longer side line. You can
oh
play
yeah, that
here,
I usually
and
try to do that.
yeah, I
Like,
mean, it's sort of the same
but
concept. You have to be
I'll
very
watch to
careful.
see if anyone goes there first, because sometimes like they'll have a DPS who want to go there because they want to play their range. Like, if there's an Ashe that's there, I have to be wary of her. Or
But you can
sometimes I
duel
even see a
her if
Genji
she's
walk there
alone.
to,
You
yeah,
can
to
duel
take
her if
space.
she's alone. Like this sideline is good for you. And it's really hard for the enemy team to reach you. It's kind of the same thing as on Shambali, right? If you're going, it's only that if you're going here for nade, you have to be careful that you don't get caught on the rotation. Like they have to be busy with something else.
Mhm,
And if we go back to the Shambali game, with that choke, I mean Shambali. What am I doing? Shambali is annoying in particular because there are so many difficult chokes to break through on that map.
mhm,
So and also your playstyle changes according to what you have in your available for yourself. Like if you have nano or something, and the enemy
mhm.
team doesn't have a lot of ults, then you can be more confident walking
Aggressive.
with your team over here, right? Because if you nano somebody
Yeah.
and they go on you, I mean, are they gonna push a nano Echo or a nano Reinhardt? And you probably
Mhm.
not. It's like it like depends on what the enemy team has.
Yeah.
I think you can
I
play it
think
in two ways. You can either play to
yeah.
kite it if you know that they're hard going on backline. You can either play to kite it to be so far away that uh, it's
I've
not.
done that before when I know they had Blade. I've just played so far back that Genji just
It
can't even
doesn't.
reach me. We
Yeah,
win the
it
fight.
doesn't make sense to
Yeah.
commit to you. The disadvantage for that scenario is obviously you can't help your team. But if we're
Mhm,
trying to break through here, you can't help your team too much anyway. Like
mhm.
what can you do? You don't really have a good angle, a nade for angle, maybe a angle for nade. You don't really have a good angle for nade. Maybe here, right? And this is pretty safe as again you can kite right side. Or
Yeah.
if you know that left is clear, you can do a cheeky flank over here.
Mhm.
But playing main, this is not your range. And if they have ults, this is even more dangerous, right? If you have ults, maybe it doesn't matter as much. The chances of you getting like traded in the middle of your team is not as high if you have ults.
I think you know what? I think this specific question is very situational, and I think like if I need help on this, I'll probably like post a specific situation, and you can help me more of it
Sure,
because
but
like
I think
I've had. games like where it's like I feel like I've utilized the solutions you gave me and it's worked, and I have games where I just like kind of I don't know. I don't know if I'm just not locked or whatever, but I just die over and over to the dive, and I'm just like I'm just gonna go Juno.
I think it depends on the setup a lot. Again, if you know that left side is clear, you're safe to play here, and you're safe to like rotate through.
Mhm.
You can also, I don't think this is gonna happen in rank, but you can also rotate through left. I'm not sure this is good. You could try to rotate as 5 on this side and just play on this side, and then the left flank doesn't matter as much. But
Yeah, very important to rotate as Anna, like because like I've been playing her more and more, and she has no mobility. I always try to rotate early before I can get threatened. This is like you can get when you get caught during your rotation, it's over
yeah,
because you can't like just no
the
cover.
summary is that if you're playing solo support, you can play to kite in scenarios where you know they have ults or you know
Mhm.
they are like actually targeting you.
Focusing me.
Yeah, they're targeting with fast heroes. You can just play to kite and not be available here. If you're not available here, they're gonna go back to your team at which point you can walk up, right? Uh,
Oh yeah, this is a good thing you're mentioning this because I remember so like I had this issue with on into dive where I'm thinking, do I want to save my nade for when they dive onto me,
you want one
or do I
cooldown.
want to be
It
very
depends.
very aggressive and always nade them early so they can't even start to dive?
It that's risky because if you nade them in in a position where they're safe, like if you nade them on
Hmm.
top here and they can just chill for the 3.5-second duration of the anti, then you've
Yeah.
wasted nade essentially. I would say that you want one cooldown. If you're being dove by a singular person, you want one cooldown at least. If you're getting dove by multiple people, you probably want both your cooldowns. Because
So
if you're looking
yeah.
for aggressive value, that value should be it's pretty much the same as like in general you want aggressive value whenever either nothing is going to happen for the next 10 seconds so you're going to get your cooldowns back, or more
Hmm.
importantly the fight is happening, right? When does the fight happen with dive? Well, when they're diving, when they're committing cooldowns. So if you
Yeah.
use your cooldowns before they use their cooldowns, you're at risk of them just waiting out the cooldown duration going in while you're weaker because they have a very large window where you're vulnerable in that
Hmm.
scenario, right? So it
Yeah.
depends. You should just hold them until you see an opportunity to like need a Genji that's in or something to force him to dash out, or you shouldn't nade before the
Okay.
fight.
I
You're just
I think that's
mm,
good advice,
okay.
yeah. Like, cause sometimes, I'll nade, I'm like, "Oh, nothing's gonna happen in the next 10 seconds, like, they literally can't touch me." And other times, like, I'll nade them, and then, like and then a
Nothing
second
happens
later,
and then
a
you die.
monkey's on me. Yeah, a
Yeah,
monkey's on me a second later, I'm like, "Oh my god, I wish I had my nade now."
yeah. Do you have an example of playing against fast comps?
No, not really, cause like I said,
Okay,
if recently I've been playing too fast comp, I just go Juno. Kind of just, like, counter
I would
swapping,
like
which
you to
isn't,
try
like,
to
the
force
best.
Ana depending on map. And
Yeah, I think Ana is one of those characters who can force into anything, honestly.
is
She's
this
just so strong.
the sunshine?
Th th This is Bedtime Story.
Ah, okay.
And then Painkiller, I think he's a tank player, he's just off-rolling, and then they have Derpy on tank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, about
Mhm.
that question with the hero pools, yeah, I've low-key just been playing a lot of Zen today. I don't usually play Zen, but I feel like my Zen gameplay has just like it's improved without me even playing Zen because I've been playing so much Ana that my rotations, to angles for damage and stuff is just better like than before,
So,
if that makes sense.
but my question is, do you want Zen to be a valuable pick in your hero pool or a
Yes,
valid
for
pick?
sure. I like
Okay,
him. I've been playing
so
him
what do
today
you
and
want
I
to
like
seek to? Because where are you now? Where are you now in Masters?
I'm Master 3.
Masters 3. Okay, at
Yeah.
this point you should probably have 3 heroes that you play consistently.
I would just say it would be like Ana Juno for sure, and then the third one would just be like Bapperzen. Like I
Okay.
mean, I'm not gonna lie, I really don't like playing Bap anymore. Like I'll pick Bap and I just want to switch off. I only pick it if the far enemy has a far mercy or something,
Why do you
and he's
think that
just
is?
completely shredding my team. Why do I think Bap is not good?
No, what do you
Because
think you don't like BAP? I don't think
I
BAP is
don't
bad.
I don't like Bap because I hate it when every flex support has an ult that auto wins in the fight and my ult does nothing. So I have to get so much value to neutral,
Yeah, that's
and
your
by take
hero. That's your hero though. Like what
yeah,
value does Ana get in the neutral? I mean, you get some shots in, but it's like
I don't know.
that's
I
your
mean,
hero, you know? Your ult is garbage, but your cooldowns are really good and you do a lot of mid fight.
Mhm.
Pair him with a Brig or something and it's really good, you know? Or maybe a Lucy or something. I mean, he has his place in the meta. I agree that he's not very powerful right now and he's really easy to run over, but
Yeah.
it's whatever. If you don't enjoy him, then just play what you like, you know? Anyway, do you have any
Mhm.
other specific or general questions or should we get into this match?
Uh There's a question for later
Hmm.
in the match,
Okay.
but one question for now is
Hmm.
I asked let's say my team is getting like stomped by their diver rush, and I
They're
know that
what?
like he'll
Their dive.
my yeah my like let's say that my team is getting destroyed, like they're just on a really fast comp,
Mhm.
and every time I'm just permanently healing them, and then they just die.
Your
Like,
win condition as Ana against Rush is landing your nade. You land your nade or you die trying. That's it. It's not more complicated than that. You're not gonna be able to sustain
mhm.
your team to the through the damage if the enemy team manages to connect with your team. Like if you're playing a fast comp and you're not playing fast comp, you're solely playing to hit the nade at the right time. There's nothing else that you can do.
Like,
You can try to shoot people on rotation. Like
oh,
if you get 3 shots on a Lucio or something, that's good. But
mhm.
you have to be like crazy to do that. You know.
Like my full question was like I was asking if I should like look to go to a specific off angle or go somewhere to make space for my team. So this way, like they won't just collapse on my team every time and kill them instantly instead of heal botting.
How does making space for your team help them not get collapsed on?
Because they'll all look at me, which gives my team time to shoot them back and kill them in
So
the
what
meantime.
happens when they look at you?
Oh well, I can die, but I can bait it if I'm like positioned on high ground or something like that. Like I'm not gonna I'm not intentionally going to die. I'm just going to play like a different angle so they start looking at me instead of the core of my team.
Yeah. I think it depends on the map as well. If you have some sort of high
Yeah.
ground, then sure, that's valid. But if you're playing on a flat map, that's not going to work. They're just going to rush you down, or they're going to force you
Mhm.
back to your team, and you're going to run into the same issue. Of course, you have to be on an angle to land a nade. If you're not playing on an angle to land a nade, then you're just going to nade your team, and that's not going to help you
Yeah,
to win the fight,
that's
right?
true. That's
So
true.
you just need to play a soft angle, and you need to anticipate where the enemy team will connect with your team, and you need to nade that spot. That's it.
So you're just saying when I'm playing into fast comps, like any sort of rush or any sort of dive, I just need to nade my land like when they're going for that initial engage, and now boom, they can't walk up
It's
because
the
they'll
same
just
as
die.
dive, right? What is the commitment trigger of rush? What tells you that they're going in?
When I see a Lucio and Juno just running
They're
towards me
speeding.
really, really
They're
fast.
speeding, right?
Yeah. Just tell them-
If they don't catch the speed window, they're not winning that because they're not playing poke heroes. Like presumably they're playing like maybe they're playing a Soldier in there because Soldier's so versatile. But if they're playing Soldier Reaper Reinhardt, they're mostly playing to connect with your team and run them down on main or whatever
Mhm.
wherever they're pushing, right? So if say you're on defense, right? Defense is easier, but you can also do this on attack. If your team is playing down here as bait and the enemy team is rushing to connect, I mean, the most obvious angle for your nade is this, right?
Yeah.
You know they will connect here, so you just play a
Mhm.
soft angle to nade your team when they're fighting, and or like
Okay.
nade the area that is
And that's why
being.
timing is so important on Ana
Yes.
because if you
I mean, Ana is you hit your cooldowns or you're useless.
yeah.
You can get
Well,
pretty decent
honestly,
value. You can
I
get pretty
won't
decent
lie.
value from M1s from your primary fire, but
Yeah, like I have some games where I'm just so far away from the map and I have no follow up, and I'm just like hitting all my
yeah,
shots and I can't
yeah, but
move.
that's more so map thing. Like you're asking about
Yeah.
this specific what's the word matchups where Ana doesn't feel very good because usually there's
Mhm.
not a lot of space between you and the enemy team unless the
Yeah.
map allows you to play a really far sideline. Playing against rush or dive on flat maps is usually going to result in you being more closer to the enemy than you would like, right?
Mhm.
So the answer is when that happens, your range is not your forte. Your cooldowns are. Like,
Got it.
sure, I mean, you can shoot people, and as I said, if you land 3 shots on a Lucio and kill him, you're crazy, right? You carry the
Yeah.
fight. But most of your
Mhm.
value is gonna come from hitting the ante when they're trying to push in, because a lot of dive and rush are comps that have cycles, like Ramatra, Lucio, even Genji, Reaper, right? These people are strong when they have their cooldowns, and they usually have. Is Ram, not Ryan. Ryan is the opposite. Uh,
Mhm.
they usually have long cooldowns, right? So they're strong when they have their cooldowns. They want to go in and they want to chill for the rest of the cooldown cycle.
So,
Or
so when
Mhm.
they're going with their cooldowns and you want to punish their cooldowns with your own cooldown, which is the
Yeah,
nade,
if you're
and then
killing
you
the
force their
push,
cooldown, and then they have to back.
if you stop their push when they're using their cooldowns, your team should always win the neutral fight if you're not running a mirror comp. Because they
Mhm.
no longer have Ramatra form or Genji dash to push in. So then your team should just win the neutral because you have like Sojourn and Ana and whatever else that does stuff in the mid fight or in the poke phase,
Mhm.
like a BAP, right? If you don't I mean, you use your cooldowns to survive the cycle, and then you use your M1 to kill things. That's pretty much it. If you don't survive
Oh,
the first cycle, then you just die. That's
yeah.
your win con, right? Your win con is to survive the cycle and then to push in aggressively or get trades when the cooldown cycle of the enemy team is over or is on a, like off their off cycle. If that makes sense.
Hmm. So yeah, I think that makes sense. It's just like they're coming really fast at me. I gotta just throw the nade down. It's just that simple, and then boom, they're stopped.
There's no point to make it more complicated than that.
Yeah.
Any other mechanical play that you make in between those in like after that point, that critical point is just plus value. You know what matters is that you hit your
Hmm.
nade at the right time. If they have Kiriko and shit, that changes, right? But
Yeah.
I'm just assuming no Kiri right now.
Yeah, just like Juno on Juno Lucio or something just super
Yeah,
fast.
yeah. Um, anything else that you want to talk about?
No, not really. We could
Did I
look at the
manage to
game
answer your
then.
question about uh playing a solo support against dive? It's a hard question to answer. It
It's
depends on
a
the
it's a
map.
very that yeah, that's why I didn't want you to say any more because I'm not gonna lie, you're just giving so much info. I just started getting confused. That's why I said like I think if I'm having a really hard time into it, I just want to send a specific
Sure,
clip and you can tell me like,
sounds good.
oh, this in this situation they have this comp and you have this comp and you're on this specific map on this specific place. This is what you should do. Like
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't think you have to swap. It's just a situation where if you're playing badly, you're just gonna get punished every time, and it's gonna feel bad. Just because it feels
yeah,
bad
that's
doesn't
how it
mean
feels
there's
like.
nothing that you can do, right? If anything, BAP is harder because BAP has less clutch cooldowns.
Hmm.
You could argue at least.
Yeah.
Or BAP has like less range and into dive and rush in specific. That's really bad because he can't do much. If I mean, you
Hmm.
can just keep your distance and shoot, right? He can't do that. He's kind of useless if he's not relatively close to the core of the fight.
Yeah.
But anyway, getting into this game, what are you already noticing from the comps? What is what is the flow
Well,
of each comp?
for my comp, I noticed that we just almost always won the frontline trade because we had May.
Hmm.
And I mean, uh, when I go into a game, it because I'm not playing scrims and we're not running like a full rush, full dive. I just take a look at what I have, and and if I'm on Ana, I'm thinking who should I nano here? Like if I have a Genji, I'm like maybe I should play for Nano Blade. Or if I'm on Juno, I'm thinking who should I speed here? Like do I? And I look at their comp. Do I need to speed my team out of a specific like I'll look at that, but I won't make like a that's like the most assumptions I would make. I'll just think about it and I'll go with the game flow. That's it.
I agree, but you can. I think you can get more out of that. For one, a small separate observation. I don't think that you should specifically um, select certain heroes to nano. Like there are very few heroes that are not good to nano. Um, you should nano mostly based on who's engaging and who would get
Mhm.
value from the nano more so than what's a good target. I mean, the answer to the question, what is a good target to nano? It's a target that's engaged right now and that would get value from your nano. Like if I look at your team, pretty much everybody in your team could benefit from a nano. Even the Zen, if he's being hard
Yes,
dove by
no,
three people
Nano
and
Zen is OP. That's OP. I've done it before.
you
I've
can
done
use your Zen,
Nano
you
before
can
as
use
Zen.
your nano sometimes to bait people. Like sometimes people do this in scrims. They place their brig on a really aggressive angle, somewhere where the brig, even if she bashes away, she wouldn't necessarily escape. And then enemy team
Mhm.
goes fully int on the brig, and then the brig gets nanoed, and they all die because they get shot in the side
They're like
by brig's team, and the brig lives because she's nanoed, right? So
they're
like
like, oh, brick trolling, brick
yeah,
trolling.
yeah,
They all
yeah.
go in. They
She's
just
baiting. She's baiting, and then she gets nano, and then she lives,
yeah.
and the enemy team dies. Like even on this team, the only person that I wouldn't necessarily recommend nanoing is Lucio, and it's not because nano Lucio is bad. It's just because the Lucio has to actually be good to hit his shots. You know,
Mhm.
um, like there are very
Yeah,
few
that's
heroes that are not good to nano. I mean, maybe I wouldn't even if you wanna like if it's a clutch res or something, you could even nano your Mercy. Or if your Mercy is down to Glock, you can nano Valk. It's not that bad, you know. I
yeah.
think people overrate Nanoblade. There's so many things that can stop a Nanoblade. It's like how it's almost not worth to Nanoblade if they have beta or a lot of defensive cooldowns.
Oh yeah. No, that's why Zen is low key OP because I see a lot of Genjis in my games and they have Ana. I don't care. Just come with
Yeah,
me with Nano Blade,
yeah,
and I just press
yeah,
Q and
yeah.
they do nothing.
Pretty much. So anyway, given leaving that aside, I think you can get more from looking at uh both teams, because I agree that knowing what your team wants to do helps you play for that as a support player, but knowing what the enemy team wants to do helps you even more, because adjusting your playstyle around the enemy team is, in my opinion, more important than adjusting it around your team. You're the I've told you this before. You're the most consistent player in your team, right? So you want
Mhm.
to play for your own value as much as possible. It's not always going to be possible, but you want to do that as much as possible. So if you're playing Zen into this composition, what do they want to do? They're playing like uh, uh, rush poke, rush poke hybrid. You're playing brawl poke hybrid, right?
Mhm.
The names
Well,
don't matter that much. The idea is that these three people want to get close and run you down. These two
mhm.
people want to shoot you from range mostly. Right? This question is very flexible again, right? What does our team want to do? This guy wants to hold angles. These two people want to hold angles. These two people want to fight close, right? So
Oh,
that can tell
I like
you
you grouped it into like, do they want to play close or do they want to play far?
what's up.
I liked how you grouped it into like do they want to play close or do they want to play far? Like, well, I mean, I usually think I don't know.
That's more
Like,
important for you
I'm
because
overthinking.
hmm?
I'm thinking right now, like okay, when I went into this game and I saw that we had a May, I just knew the Ryan couldn't really play the game. And what I was thinking of like was like thinking like on this specific map, like I actually don't even know how the first point went, but I know that if they hold that space up top, like we just can't really play the game. So the first fight, I'm like, I think Ryan tries to take this top space. I
what
don't
I'm
know what
trying to
happened.
get
Like
at,
we need to watch the
what I'm trying
VOD
to get
here.
at is that there are like two main play styles with Zen. There's the flank Zen and there's the passive Zen, or like playing for angles and baiting. When you play against dive, you're gonna get punished really hard if you play for angles. I mean, if you play for deep angles mostly, right? If you play
That's why I didn't do this game. I
uh,
played more passive
when you're
because
playing
they ice
against
Genji.
dive, you're either playing to poke them out pre-engage, because that's like the hard counter to dives. Just never let them.
Yeah,
Always keep discord on targets that are trying to engage and try to poke them down before they go in, so they can never get a clean engage. Um, uh, I forgot my idea. So I was saying against dive, you poke them out. Uh, I mean, that's it. I think I don't know what else I wanted to say. And against brawl and
yeah.
poke, if you can get a deep angle, then it's fine to do, because your damage is so it's so good on beefy targets that you might get kills on your own by deep flanking if there's
Mhm.
nobody to like hard contest you on an angle,
Yeah.
um
And okay, honestly
sometimes
though,
sometimes you can bait yourself, like, again, situations like you have nano or your team is actually like paying attention to you. Sometimes you can bait yourself on angles, and even if you die you get like good trades and stuff, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend that. Like if you're playing against dive, you shouldn't go on hard flanks unless you know for a fact that the pattern of the
I'll
map that
never
your
go.
flanking has been scouted, or you're plus oneing with somebody. If
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
like
that's what
flanking
I
with your
wanted to
tracer,
mention.
if you're flanking with a tracer or something, that can be really good.
Like I wanted to say, like it's a great idea to have everything like this in mind. Like I'll usually never go for super deep flanks against dive, but sometimes I'll recognize my opponent and see like they don't mark space, so I'll just take it for free
Yeah,
and kill them on a deep
yeah.
flank, and I don't care because they can't reach me.
That's the
Even though
beauty.
theoretically it's not a good idea to do that, like the players are not good enough to like punish me for it, so I'll go there.
Yeah.
But like I'm getting higher and higher elo where they're making it harder for me to play the game if I do that.
You can look for people to plus one with. That's always really good.
Mhm.
Like your healing is not relevant on main, and your damage might or might not be depending on heroes that you're playing against, right? Your damage might
Mhm.
not be super relevant to a ram if you're just shooting him in the block, or to a Rhino or whatever, right? We're
Yeah.
gonna talk about Discord and what you should Discord in a second, but if you're looking at this map, there are three main actually like four main ways that the map flows, right? Four main lanes. This one is unavailable for you because there's no way for
Unless
you to go above the wall.
like
This
Curie or
is
something.
Yeah, this is not very appealing either if they're playing, unless they're all playing on high ground, right?
No,
You
that's where I think I went there to try to poke them a little bit, then maybe nothing really happened, so I went far left and
In a better lobby, I think that Genji either plays here or he plays here, and this lane becomes inaccessible to you unless you do some funny stuff and you right click somebody around the corner. So
oh, I would just go in a room on the bottom and shoot if they're playing right side.
so if they're playing stacked, you're fine to take this angle. If they're not playing stacked, then you're probably gonna look to either get something on main or get something on this side, either with a plus one or with a well timed sort of flank.
I think
Uh,
if I go up there, it has to be with a +1. I because
if you
actually no,
time it
you'll see at
well,
the very end of the game, I clutched for my team as on.
I've
I
seen
went
the
up there and
clip.
killed.
I've seen the clip.
Yeah,
If you time it well, you can do it on your own, because
yeah.
you're actually, especially if you have Trank, this type of play becomes way more appealing. Like when you
Mhm,
have Trank, it's like Tracer with Pulse. I don't know if you play Tracer, but usually Tracer doesn't want to play in closed spaces like these, right? Like this one.
mhm.
She doesn't want to be here usually because it really restricts her dodging capabilities. But when she has Pulse, the situation flips on its head and this becomes a really good play because there are so many
Yeah,
door
it's
frames.
easy to hit.
It's
It's
so
easy to
easy to
hit.
hit, right? It's sort of
Yeah.
similar with you as Zen. You, especially against dive, you don't want to take this type of angle, right? Or at
Mhm.
least if you do take it, it's a really high risk, high reward play. When you have Trank, there is no risk to that. You either get the kill or you get out and you go back to your team, right?
But I feel like it's troll because like if I let's say I just waste my turn, I get no kills, and boom, they have
No,
played for the next
it's
fight,
not troll because
and
this is gonna
they
create a
have
lot of
played.
space, and you're there's always pick potential because Zen is a spam hero. There's always pick potential if you're staying on main, but it's not consistent pick potential. Uh,
Mhm.
if you going here is an active, proactive play, or like you have the intention of denying enemy cover and fighting for this angle, right? You either get the kill, or if you don't, you waste as much time and as many resources, and you chunk if you're getting pushed, right? And this creates a lot of space for your team. It's
So you're saying
Trank.
even if I
Trank is
trank
not
here,
that.
like my team can walk up.
Yeah, yeah. I think you should always use your Trank to go for a play, unless you're going to a very specific ult
Oh,
combo, like a I don't know, like an
because I
EMP
low key like
or
holding my
a
strength
blade.
against the
No, I don't
blade.
think Trank is that good defensively because you have to also take into account that you don't shoot while you're tranking. So like most of your value, which comes from your damage, is not there when you're tranking, right? You
Mhm.
might save your team, but if you don't end up with in a good on a good angle with your trank, it's at least at best it's a neutral trade, which you don't want if you can get a better trade. You should always go
Yeah.
for good trades for you. Um, there was something else that I was gonna say, but I forgot. Oh yeah, if you're playing against in specific against a big ult combo, like or like a really impactful ult like EMP or Nanoblade or Annihilation or something, if your team is gonna get run over by that, you can either like play really split and then come in with Trank to try to save them and counteract enemy ults, or you can just go on your little journey looking for trades. It's your choice. But I think that unless you're in kind, because also if you stack with your team and you fuck it up, you'll die.
Yeah.
Like if
Like
you
Aqua's mentioned that before. If you play main, you just like have a higher chance of dying if something fucks up. So that's why he's like, I mean, that's not really. I don't know. I'm just like I'm thinking really
it's
hard about all the advice you're giving me right now. Like I'm like thinking
I
about
don't
it.
think it's that complicated. I think that 90% of the time when you have Trank, you should flank. You should go look for your own value. Um, if
Because what you're saying is like you're saying Zenyatta gets so much value from his damage that you
Yes,
should just do
yes, you just
that
carry
stuff.
on Zen if you play your angles correctly.
But like I
Against a
always
Nano
feel like
Blade, they might never blade, and so you're useless on main. Or
yeah, but
Mhm.
like I was saying like sometimes like let's say if I was on defense, like I'm not going to go for like a flank play with
Why
like
not?
I
Why
just
not?
like
What's
why?
the
Because
problem with
I'm
that?
the because what in my like how I see it, I'm on defense. Like I just need to be static, and I just need to
No,
deny
that's
them
no, that's
movement.
not that's
I
bullshit. That's bullshit. You always move on defense. You always move depending on what space enemy
no okay.
team takes.
Well, wait. I don't mean like just sit in one spot, never move, and just spam. I mean like on defense, if I'm holding the point, I don't need to like force anything. Like I can play very reactively on defense, is what I'm saying. But on attack, I need to be more proactive. Like it's literally in the name,
No,
defense
it's the
and
same
attack.
thing. It's the same thing on defense. You do have an advantage as defender, and it is true that you don't sometimes or many times. Maybe I don't know. It's like sometimes you don't have to do much because you have the angles. But if you because you have the
Mhm.
angles, you have the responsibility of controlling the angles, right? And if you do see an opening to go for a clutch play, why wouldn't you take it?
I'll take it for
You
sure.
take
Like
it, and if you
if I
Mhm.
see like a big juicy flank amount and I'm on defense, I would take because we just
Yeah,
win the fight, and that stalls them even longer from pushing the cart.
I mean, you'll see. You'll see. Let's stop talking
Mm,
about this. You'll see. But what
yeah.
I'm trying to say is that defense and offense is you have the same responsibility to control angles, and
Mhm.
Trank just allows you to do stupid shit and get away with it for free.
Yeah.
Trank as a defensive ult is not that great for the reasons that I mentioned. For one, if they have any sort of anti abilities, then it's just not as good.
Mhm.
If you and also there's no offensive output that you can provide during trank. So you have to really make sure that after your trank, you end up on an angle that is good for you.
Play Trank because sometimes like it enables my team's aggression by a lot because they just can't die.
Well, it depends.
It,
Like if your team has no angles and we're trying to brute force through main, even if you trank, unless the Ryan is committed and he has no pin, we probably shouldn't like insta
yeah,
win
that's a good
anyway.
point.
It's like
Yeah.
it's just trank, like any other cooldown, is a tool for you to control space.
Mm-hmm.
You should view it as that.
Oh, I really like this Zen skin.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So I think I low-key just play main for a bit.
This is fine.
Like,
It's,
cause I
it's
was
fine
wanted
to
to see what
stop.
they have first.
Yeah.
Like I was scared that would.
Yeah, you're right. They should look for something else at this point. You hear Genji.
Like, and I hear Genji there, so
You
I
hear
don't want to
Genji.
walk
You see
down.
Sojourn. So at this point, you should go here.
Oh,
Well, you see
true.
this right lane is
You couldn't be so
busy
proactive.
because you hear
Yeah,
these two
like
people.
what
There's no
can
you
I
don't
do?
hear them. This is a 2v1. You
I know,
don't.
I heard him. I heard. That's why you saw me walk right, then go back
Yeah.
immediately
This is
left.
you don't want to do and you don't want to do any. You don't want to have anything to do with two. I can't speak. You don't want to have anything to do with these two people in specific in this area. You
They
want,
kind of just destroy me.
if you're up close, yes, you want this type of angle against
Hmm
them, right? And given that you have no footsteps, you can just
Oh yeah,
walk up
yeah.
to this guy
I love that. I
and
love
shoot him
that
in the
about
head,
Zen.
right? You can just
It's
walk
so
up to this guy and
fun.
shoot him in the head.
It's so fun. It's so fun. I have no fun.
You force him out. That's good.
Okay, so you'll see me play kind of like passive here. I was like thinking really hard, like, what do I do right now? Like,
Yeah, I mean,
that's
this
why.
is fine. This is fine.
And then my team goes left, so I'm like, okay, I'll just go left.
What has been your value this fight?
Nothing.
You've done nothing, right? I mean, you haven't done
Yeah.
nothing. You forced the Genji away, right? You forced the Genji away.
Uh-huh.
So you could either keep playing here and play for this angle, because if your team pushes, the enemy team is gonna fall back into your crossfire, into your crosshair, right? You either play here
Mhm.
and you keep poking the Genji, because you already forced him out of the angle, or you could take the angle from him. These are your two choices. I wouldn't go here with your entire team. Like, you're not a BAP, you know, you don't have to be with your team to kill them. And in fact, you benefit from being on angles because it makes it easier for you to shoot people in the head. That
Oh, I
is,
like Zen because I don't have to care about healing that much. I just give you my orb and I go do my own thing.
I think orb matters. It matters a lot, especially if you have flankers. It doesn't matter as much on tank because the 30 or 40, I don't remember the exact number. I think it's like 30 or 40 healing per second. Doesn't matter
Mhm.
as much for the health core of a tank in specific.
So it just enables flankers aggression by a lot. Is what you're
Yes,
saying.
it just enables anybody. It's like a pocket. It's just a pocket. Um,
Mhm.
what are you looking to discord on the enemy team?
Usually, I just take it simple and easy. Just disco whoever I see.
Discord what?
I just disco whoever I see. I don't think too hard about that.
Discord is a really useful tool for you to control the map. Like,
But I try
what
to not
happens?
spam
What
Discord under a tank because if their tank is overextended and I can't Discord them, it's not good. Like, but if I can Discord them when they're overextended, their chance of them dying is so much higher.
looking at your team, it's fine to discord tank because we have heroes that want to interact with the tank and want to burn a tank, right? If you were
Mm.
playing like Genji Widow or something, discording a tank wouldn't be as valuable because your team doesn't really want to shoot the tank. Your team would want to either uh, shoot like
Shoot their back line or something.
whenever you discord somebody, especially if you land a shot on them and they're
Mhm.
discorded, they're in danger zone for your team to be finished off by. Like, if you discord the Lucio, like, if the Sojourn is playing here and she's being discorded, right? What does the Sojourn want to do?
Back away.
She wants to back away because she's taking a lot of damage, right?
Mm.
So if you keep the discord on Sojourn, she can't comfortably play this angle. If she does play this angle and you land a couple shots, it makes it really easy for your team to follow up and kill her.
Mm.
You should think of Discord as a tool for you to control the map. If when you Discord somebody, they can't really play the game, right? They have to give
Yeah.
up space, and so
Uh-huh.
you can win space by discording the right people, essentially.
Oh. Yeah, I usually just Discord whoever's speaking me. I didn't think too much about it. I'm just walking back.
Well, you should just look at whoever is being aggressive and whoever is taking a hit. You should discord them, pretty much. It's close to what you're saying, but if you're playing like Widow Genji, there's really no point in discording the Rhine because our team does not want to shoot tank anyway. It's better to look for discords on DPS or
That's
taking space and try to get a shot in. And if you get a shot in, like if the Genji sees Lucio that is discorded and it's 200 HP, it's the easiest kill of his life, you know?
just dash in,
Yeah,
melee right
yeah.
there. Yeah, no, I actually didn't think about that. I like that advice. It's like it's something I can take away already. It's just discording the right people, like especially looking at my team comp what they want to do.
Yeah, but
Like let's like usually.
this is really really passive from you for no real reason. There is no map control from the enemy team right now. They're just controlling this middle lane, you know.
Yeah. You're saying I have to play the game right now and make like to do something is what you're
I'm
saying.
saying that you should look for what part of the map is open and you should look to take it. Even against
Yeah.
what they have, you
No,
stacking
like
with
is it
Ana is
play
not
like a
gonna help you
DPS?
a whole lot. Hmm?
Like that's kind of what DPS does. Don't they look for what part
Yeah,
of the map is
I
open
mean,
and they take
as
it?
I said, taking space is the responsibility of any hero. I mean,
Mhm.
controlling space both on defense and on offense is just your responsibility as an Overwatch player. Um, so like for example, if you could ask your soldier to go on this angle with you, this Genji would not be able to stay here.
Just yeah, he just has to
You would
leave because
push him
there's too
out, and then you
versatile.
would take this angle. And this angle with Rail plus Discord is
Oh
probably
no,
means you
yeah,
just
that's very scary for the
yeah.
enemy.
I agree that this is not very appealing for you because it's really easy to be run down here. So if you see the Rhino on high, you should probably avoid this. You should just try to take this part of the map.
And again, just controlling it, we need to force him out, and
Yeah, you
then
look for 2v1 here. You stacking with the Ana is not. I mean, if the enemy team gets to your Ana's dead. We've already talked about this. Your Ana's job is to nade them as they're trying to go in or as they're going in, right? You're not going to be able
mhm.
to save your Ana with orb.
That's
You,
actually such a good way to describe it, because like when you say, "Oh, your Ana needs to nade when they go in," like it's like you like really nothing else do it. It's just that, like it's just like it's the timing of it. It's just like I don't know. I feel like
look,
you just simplified it so well.
thank you.
Like when
I
you
mean,
said that.
it's the like your Ana needs to nade, and you need to be on an angle to shoot the naded person, and you get the trade, right? And that's at that
Mhm.
point, it's a fine trade for you. This guy is trying to take space, right? It's your responsibility to help him.
My, yeah, that's what I'm trying. I'm trying to help them, man.
Well, you
I
should
just
have
see like,
helped him 5 seconds ago.
well, I don't even know where he is. Like, what? Where is he?
Oh, interesting.
Like, oh wait, what?
But
Wait, how did?
I've already told you that you should ask your sojourn to flank with you here. I May is also fine, but May is also completely fine. But I just Mays in ranked are usually fixated on walling tank and focusing tank. That's why I said Solj.
That is
And
true.
this angle is just really it's pretty good for Solj, right? So you have to pay attention to this in specific when you're stuck. Like at this rank, people should start knowing how to play the game. You know, when you're stuck on in a choke, the answer is usually angle. And
That's true. That's true. That's true.
whenever you
I
see
learned
one
that
of your
very early
DPS
on.
trying to play the game, you should help them play the
Mhm.
game. You know, that's the best thing that you can do. Like this
Yeah,
orb
you
on
know
Ryan
how?
doesn't do anything. This spam
Yeah,
on main doesn't do anything.
that's true.
It might
That's
result
true.
in a kill, but again, it's not consistent enough for you to go for this type of play by default. So when you see your main here, because you see her, you look at her through the wall, you should
If I imagine if
instantly
I was there with her right
yeah,
now,
I mean, if you're there with her, you kill both these
so
people.
much more
You
threatening.
just kill both these people. If the Lucio goes in and he gets discorded in a room with the Mei, he just dies instantly.
You wanna know how I learned that you have to take an angle to beat a choke? Busan. That map is so notorious. Mecha base, oh my god. The amount of times my team can't break through the choke on Mecha base and they get like 80% and then nothing just happens. Like, oh my god. Like, I
This
just
is
don't take
better.
the angle.
You should keep going. Just orb your Mei. Yeah, orb your main and keep pushing. Okay, this is fine. That guy just sucks up a bit. I'm not gonna lie. But this was way harder than it should have been because you stayed on main for no reason.
So you're saying like be proactive, take an angle is what you're saying. Like
I'm saying that you should
don't
identify
be
which
so.
part of the map is open and you should take that part of the map.
Mhm. While thinking about what heroes they're on to see if they can punish me very easily.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a Widow or an Ashe here, you're not scared of flanking the Ashe, right? If this is a Genji and a
Oh,
Lucio, you're scared of these people because they just kill you in close range.
mhm.
It's common sense. Okay, so where should you go right now? Given what they have. They're running like
I'm
rush
looking for a
poke.
cheese 5 or on someone. I would
No, this
I'm
is garbage. Like it's you're doing the same thing. You're just playing for. I mean, this is not. Don't get me wrong. Right clicking when you have nothing better to do. Right clicking around corners is good, especially if the enemy team doesn't know where you are.
yeah.
But considering what they have, you're playing for angles because you just don't want to be on main when they rush in because you will die. So an angle like this becomes instantly more appealing because they can't afford to chase you up here, or if they do, they're just giving up the map for your team, right? They can't really chase you
If
up
the
here, and
Lucio
this is
goes
a
for me,
hmm?
like if I sit here to like and a Lucio goes for me, that is that good for my team?
I mean, if the Lucio goes for you here, you just kill him because it's so open.
True. I mean, yeah, I want Loki just like cook him here because I just see him running to me.
Yeah, And if you get pushed on the right side, then you just go back to your team, or you take the 1v1 if it's a 1v1. My point is that you don't want to be on main against this comp, and you don't want to be in here either because they have Genji Lucio
I
and the
was
Ryan.
trying to go in that room actually to just look to like
I don't think this is good. I don't think this is very good. I mean, it's
You're saying their comp is too fast. I need to play wider sidelines, and this is a perfect wide sideline.
yeah.
Okay.
When
And if
you're
I can't play that wide sideline, I need to look at like what part of the map I can take. Like for example, like you said, imagine if I took the right room of my May there.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm getting it so
I
far.
mean, this is okay specifically because of the timing. But if you
Yeah.
initiate the fight with this type of flank, you're probably gonna fall most of the time. But again, going back to the Ana example, right? If your Ana gets rushed on main, where would you like to be to finish off the naded target, assuming that she naded somebody? Where would you like to be on the map?
Where is my honor right now?
She's on main. She's on card. She was on card.
Oh.
She was here.
So they're saying if she was on car and she's getting rushed down, where would I like to be to shoot
Yeah,
them?
yeah.
Like right side there, where
Here,
maybe where my
here,
soldiers. Yeah, like
somewhere on the
there.
right side.
Mhm.
But because you wiped them, you had the time to set up on this angle. So let's look at what you would have been able to see from this angle.
That's
Like
a lot.
you're quiet, you see the Rhine, you don't shoot the Rhine, you don't give up your position. You see this guy, right? You discord him, you start shooting him. Now, maybe he gets railed, right? And he dies, right? Even if he doesn't die, you can kill him.
Mhm. So far, what I'm hearing right now, summarize just like make it really hard for an enemy to play the game by shooting them. That's so far what I'm hearing.
Sure,
In
I
like a
suppose,
really,
but that's
really
not
like
very good
nutshell.
advice. Like how do you shoot them?
Yeah.
I'm telling you that you should just look for the open what is the open space of the map?
Yeah.
What positions can you play that are split from your team? Um, I'm trying to think of situations where you
No,
would like to stack with your team. You would probably want to stack with your team if you're maybe if you're like clearing space, or if they're just playing a super fast comp that has all the angles.
yeah. The reason why I just what I said is because like sometimes in the middle of the game I'll just be confused on what I want to do, and I'll just say like one specific phrase or something, and it'll just remind me of like what I heard
I
before.
think that
So, like,
if you're just starting out playing Zen, you should just experiment with positions that are good for Zen. You're gonna play against a variety of comps, right?
mhm.
If you're playing against divier stuff and you're trying to break through the choke, it might be necessary that you flank with you 5-man with your team on an angle to force somebody out, and then you spread out and take the space. That's a situation where you might want to like stack with your team. But
Wait, what? Like when I'm like when there's only one choke and we have to
so like
just
for
force this
example,
back,
if you're playing like we were playing Winston, Tracer, Lucio, Kiriko, Genji, right? What do
and
you
they
do
have
here?
every angle. Like they
Yeah,
just have every
yeah, yeah.
angle.
What do you do here? Well, it's kind of what you did here. You either +1 with a DPS and you take this 2v2, or you
Mhm.
5-man clear these people, at which point you have this side of the map, and assuming the enemy team hasn't rotated here, you just spread out on this side of the map, you know?
And oh, okay. This feels like some high level, like advanced
I mean,
concept
is it
right now.
complicated? I don't feel like it's
Not,
complicated.
no, not really.
90,
But I feel like for
80% of
someone
the
who's like
time,
doesn't think about it much, it's like it's kind of like gaining consciousness or something.
80% of the time, you want to play your own angle. Whenever you're getting chased down and hard marked, you probably want to play closer to your other support and uh, play to deny the angle if you're like getting consistently 2v1 on an angle. It's just like the tracer. I told you in the beginning that
Yeah.
the flank
So you're
DPS,
saying,
hmm?
uh
The
you're
flank
saying
DPS.
like let's say I'm trying to take that angle and every time it's just like oh two people come to kill me. Then you're saying like what you just said. Maybe I want to play next to my other support more.
Yeah, you want to mark this angle. You want to play in a position where you can get support from your other support.
Hmm.
Like if the flank is not free for you, you either 2v1 it or you mark it, or you look for something else if there's something else is available, right? Um, but I don't. People like to
By
play
marking
Ana
you mean
Zen.
by
Like the
marking you
only
mean watching the angle, so they can't play from it.
preventing you're playing here and you're preventing people from pushing this angle. You're just playing around this area. You're preventing people from pushing in.
So just like kind of watching it, so they can't
Yeah,
walk up any
yeah.
further.
I
Okay,
mean,
okay.
you're soft pressuring it essentially because if your team
Mhm.
pushes through main, they're eventually gonna get isolated here. I mean, we should clear
Yeah.
them eventually. Um, People have this opinion that Ana Zen should always play together. I don't necessarily agree. I mean,
Uh,
they should if there's like no open space for them to take, but And they do pocket each other, but they don't have to sit on top of each other to pocket each other. Like the only comp that I can understand stacking, the support stacking, is like Brig Zen. Because Brig gets value from pocketing Zen, and Zen gets value from pocketing Brig, and Brig wants to fight people up close, and Zen is gonna get dove, so Brig wants to play on top of the Zen, you know? Like that's the only comp that I see fit to all pretty, not even always, but to mostly play stacked on each other, right? Brig Zen
Yeah.
is people fall into this trap, but Brig Zen is the most undiveable comp in the game. If you dive Brig Zen, you're just gonna die. It's really hard to kill Brig Zen. But
So
anyway,
I heard some metas where they like to run Big Zen
yeah.
because of that
This
fact.
is just trolling, right? You cannot kill him because your angle does not allow you to. What can you see right now? You
Yeah.
don't see shit, right? So you need to open up the angle. That's generally the rule. If you don't see shit, you have to open up the angle. And
Yeah, when I don't see anything, I'll tell myself I need to like I need to open it. I need to go look somewhere where I can.
yes, but it's just too
Actually,
late right now. It's too late. If you go now, you're gonna
okay.
get caught on
So
rotation and you're gonna
what should
die.
I do now? What should I do now
I
if
mean,
I'm in this match?
what do you do now? You made it. You fucked up. What can you do now? You
Yeah,
probably
what can I do now if
you're
I'm in this?
probably
Do I
gonna
just stay
still
mate?
look to open up on right side here.
I just get booped off the map.
Well, now you do, but if you play here and you hear him on the roof, you're not gonna get pooped off.
True.
Um, and if once you get onto an angle like this becomes more appealing to you because you can
Wait,
control the
I've actually
sideline.
never seen this angle ever. Like, what is this angle? I've never seen a
Bro,
single
there's no
person.
way you don't know this map as a Masters player.
No, I know the map, but I've genuinely never seen like the rock you just were at. I've never seen a single
Aye,
person
aye, aye.
sit there.
So
Ever.
going back to what I was saying, you would be shooting this Lucio. This is just trolling. He needs to die, right? He either goes for you and dies because this is open space, or he keeps going on your team. He's discorded. This is a really valuable target to discord because he's trolling, right? Your Ana lands one shot and one nade on him, he's dead. If you getting pressured by Sojourn, you just do this, right? If you get charged by the Rhine, you just press S. And even if he kills you, you have to make it hard for him, right? You just run.
Well, if he kills me, my Ryan walks up for free.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You just make it hard for him. You start walking on this side of the map. The only thing that the Rhine can do against you is to try to pin close to you. But on an angle like this, it shouldn't be possible for him to end up right next to you if you just react in time. And he also gives up all the space.
Wow, like I don't know. I feel like I'm already learning so much because you're telling me about these like super strong angles, and I'm just like, wow. If I was there, I just. Like,
it's our first time talking about Zen. That's why this is happening.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna try to put this into practice.
Do you think I'm overloading you with information?
I think there's definitely overload, but I'm liking it because I'm gonna record this first of all, so I can always go back and look at it, and then I'm liking it because it's making me think really hard, and I like in a good way, if that makes sense.
This is another shitty joke that you have to. Shambhala is a really bad example. It's not a bad example, but it's a map that you absolutely have to flank on to break this type of joke.
This is why
because
I like
the
New
joke
Jump
is so
City
bad.
for Zen, because there's so many angles you could take on Flashpoint maps as Zen. There's just the scariest thing is
Flashpoint is also flat, so you're vulnerable to getting ran down. But
sure. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's the scary
there's
part about
like three things that you can do here. You can either stack with your team, you can play right side, you can play this long
I was
angle.
thinking of playing right side, but I was like, this kind of too late.
It is too late right now, and this is the second or the third time that we see you sitting on main instead of taking the time to rotate when the fight is not about to start. Like when the enemy is regrouping, you could be here and you could play this long angle, or you could rat here. This is risky because you might get scouted. They don't really have any scouts. So
well, if I have Tranquil, then
yeah, I mean, sure, you could rat here, just don't make any noise, and if the soy goes up here, you kill her, right? And then you kill the backline. I mean, you are laughing, but
no,
I think this is.
It's good. No, I know what you're saying. It's so funny that like it's that it's good. I don't know. I'm just laughing because I think it's so stupid. Because usually everyone just plays main, so I think when you do something like that,
if they have scouts, that
it's
play is
so
not as good.
It's so weird.
It's
so weird that it's funny.
If they have scouts, this play is not as good because the Tracer is going to get support here, right? This is not a fair 1v1, so I wouldn't necessarily tell you to do this. But with what they have, I think that if you want to even rat here, if you have the time to get to here.
I don't even think I have time to
I think you do.
Like what?
Okay, maybe you don't because
no. If I could teleport, like
no, you're right. I thought they all died. I thought they were all in spawn. Like if they were all in. Whatever.
Imagine I could teleport there as Reaper. No, that would be OP.
Yeah. But I still think right side is the way to go here. When you see this, there's 10 seconds here where you're not doing anything.
I need to lemon test more. You know what? I was scared that they would have a Genji on right side or
I
something, and
mean,
that's why I didn't want to take
I
it. I was
mean,
scared the
the
soldier was
Genji
going to shoot me
can
one
go
shot.
right side, but I'm not
Yeah.
telling you to shoot now. You know, it's also a big part of it is when are you actually shooting? You know.
So I need to lemon test more. I feel like
No,
I need to lemon test,
I mean,
not like in the sense
yes,
that I should take more angles.
yes, but
Because
whenever
I'm
you
a
take
very
the
scared
angle,
player, I would
whenever
say.
whenever you take the angle, if you do die, the first thing that you should ask yourself is, did I shoot too early? Did I give my position away too early?
Mhm.
Because it should give, like, if your team dies to the soldier right now, um, it's low key not your fault.
Yeah, I don't. How would we even die there?
Like, there is value for you to be had here, and it is discording the sojourn, so she cannot pick this angle,
Yeah.
right? But other than that, I would like you to be here, listen. If you're getting pushed on this angle, then just fall back to your team, you know, and win the fight on main maybe. But I would like you to be here. Wait, 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 wait.
So timing is really important when
Yes,
we're making this type of play.
yes. Okay, let's listen. Let's try to figure out when you should shoot. Where's my cursor? Oh,
It's on your other monitor
I don't
if
see
you
it.
have. I don't see either.
Weird.
Huh.
Okay, there it is. I don't know. It just popped out of nowhere. I was gonna turn up volume.
Oh, there it is.
Hmm?
I see it now.
Yeah. Okay, so let's listen, yeah? If we're looking for commitment, again, we're looking for speed, we're looking for slide, we're looking for dash, we're looking for nade and sleep, mainly. So we're here.
I can always look at my team through the wall and see what they're doing.
Sure, but you can also listen. Okay, you don't want to shoot now, you don't want to shoot now, you don't want to shoot now. I mean, you just don't want to shoot. Okay, this is shitty because of where the car is. We don't even want to take a fight on this corner. I would still like
Yeah,
it to be here. I would still like it to be here.
really? Because I have Tranquil. True.
Not,
Wait.
it's not just about Trank, but what are the available angles for? I mean, the card will be here, right?
Mhm.
They have ults,
Hey,
so you
Comey told
don't.
me about this. If you want to take a fight, like he said, I've never considered this before. He said you want to look at where the card is and take a fight where it's for your best favor. Like
Who's
if
that?
the
Who
card
said
is
that?
Kikomi.
Yeah,
Like he mentioned it in my Ana Dorado game. He's just like, you don't want to take a fight here because the card is it's such a bad spot for you.
yeah. I mean,
Never.
even if you take the fight here, it's like a fight where they have the advantage because they have all the angles, and this doesn't help you move the card. I mean, you are taking a 4v5 right now because Diorana is on card. It's also a thing. But taking the fight here doesn't help you move the card in the most efficient way. Because if you wipe them there, they might still have touch here.
Mm-hmm.
So the card is probably gonna be around this area when you fight, right? Or
Yeah.
like, if anything, like if we do want to take a fight around the corner, we probably want to take the fight wide so our Ana can help us, you know? We want to take the fight
So
like
you want me
here.
to be back there, so I'm
No,
shooting them like in
where?
the back.
Here?
Like yeah. Like why do you want? So why exactly
Because there's
is
no
this?
other. I told you this map is It's shitty because the chokes are so bad that you always have to flank to break them. I want you to be back here because there's no good angle on main. Like, where are you gonna play here? You can only play back
I just
here.
played to shoot the soldier out the window and spam around.
Where? Here?
Yeah, I just played to deny her from shooting us. That's why I did. I think because if she
You
has that
could.
angle, it's too strong.
You could. I suppose this is not bad, but you should also keep in mind that there's gonna start having ults now, right? It's been
Yeah,
like
my
three
tank was
fights.
calling it.
It's gonna. I mean, the tank doesn't have to call it. Ult tracking is one of the easiest things to learn in this game.
Mhm.
Uh, if
Well,
you
I
if
knew that they had every ult because they didn't use
they
any, and
didn't
we
use
already.
anything, right? And it's been three fights. After two fights, you should start expecting goals. So this point in specific is really nasty for you as an attacker because they can always drop and catch you in a crossfire here. It's really easy for them to set up for like a flank shutter or something, right? Or like the Genji can drop on backline over here, and there's not much that you can do, right? You're kind of stuck in this position, and your only kite path is this way, which puts you into line of sight of main anyway, right?
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
I don't think that this is bad. I think that this is okay, but I don't know. I feel like this is Christmas.
So you want like so you're saying here is like it's like a golden flank that breaks the choke instantly.
On Shambhala in specific, yeah, you're mostly gonna flank right side. I mean, you
Okay,
are
now
vulnerable.
because like okay now can you
Another.
clarify something for me?
Mhm.
So are you saying you want me to be on that angle because number one, well I don't know if it's both or one of the other, is because I'm flanking to break the choke, like you mentioned before, or just because it's a better angle than like
It's
main?
both.
Like
It's both.
it's
And in addition, as I said, they want to run you down, right? It's really easy
Mhm.
to run you down if you're playing on main, especially because they have beaten blade.
Yeah.
Even if you trank the blade, you're still gonna die to beat. So this is where you gotta like play split from your Ana, and you're gonna have to let your Ana die because you can't save her, and you're gonna have to look for trades. And
Mhm.
whenever they have big ults and we don't have, again, I mean, they can fuck it up. They can always fuck it up. They can beat blade and you trank it, and it's like it doesn't matter as much, right?
Mhm.
But then they have Sojourn ult, and if you don't have an angle against that, or if you don't have anywhere easy to kite, I don't know. I feel like you can make it work on main because everybody has so many ults, but I would rather you be here and look for your own value. You know, you look for your own trades.
Being more proactive and taking an angle that's better for my character.
Yeah, kind of. As again,
Because
especially
my
because you're
because
playing
I need to
against Rush
understand my
here.
character gets value from. So okay, so okay, can I tell you what I've summarized so far? Because there's a lot of information.
Sure.
So what I'm thinking right now is you want me to play back there because my character Zenyatta is a character who gets most of his value from damage, and being
Yeah.
back here it allows me to do tons of
Yeah.
damage. And number two is because playing on main gives me a horrible angle, and Zenyatta has a better angle back there to do what I just said, or damage. And then third is because well I just learned about this is that this is a choke, so it's better there.
You also have
And
Trank, and you also don't have an easy way to kite big ults here. If this was a powerful high ground like on Gibraltar, maybe I wouldn't have a problem with you being here, right? But if they play their ults right, you're probably gonna die to beat or Sojourn ult, one of the two, right? I think this can work. I just personally think that your Ana's gonna die anyway. And this is a prediction, right? I think your Ana's gonna die anyway, and I think that you can get an Ana trade here, and you can even kill the Genji if you're here. You have Trank. There's nothing to worry about. Yeah, I'm curious as to how this goes. Is he beating?
uh,
No. Is
I
he?
don't know.
No.
Does it look like he is?
Kind of. A bit. Yeah. Okay. Okay. After this, they should go in with beat. Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's the other option, I suppose. So we lose the fight anyway, right?
Yeah, but
Why?
I
Why
feel
do
like
we
he was
lose the
just
fight? Okay, let's look at the flank control. Let's look at
okay,
the.
okay. I'm not gonna lie. I would, and if I was in this game, I would just take like I would already accept the next fight is lost because they have every ult,
I mean,
and I
you
would just
also have
accept that it's
every ult.
inevitable.
Well, not really. Your main is sleeping, but never mind. She ulted last fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
Whatever.
so,
Let's look.
so in
Let's
this
look at the map
situation, I would
control.
be
Okay.
happy to lose the fight because we still have so much time to play with,
But
and
this
then
fight
I
is
would know we have
winnable.
better
This
ult
fight is
economy.
winnable though.
Do I have a bad mindset? I feel like the fight is just auto losses. They
No,
have every
no,
ult.
not every fight is winnable. But I think this fight is winnable. I think that you will lose your Soj Ana most likely, but you can trade. You can kill this Ana in the Genji, and maybe your Rhine like somehow survives. And I mean, maybe your Rhine and May bully this enemy Rhine, right? Maybe you kill these two people, and the enemy your Rhine or like their Rhine dies to your Rhine and May. And I don't know. After that, you take a 3v2 with these people, and you win the game. It's like I don't think this fight is unwinnable. I think it's a hard fight to win, but I don't think it's unwinnable. There are certain fights that are just unwinnable. You know, if you didn't have Trank right now and you flanked here, I don't know. It's like way riskier, you know.
I mean, it wouldn't even matter because we just auto lose the fight anyways.
It's
But I mean, unless they catch it
especially
early, then they don't have to use the ult, and that's bad.
especially if you're going against. It's like when you have ult advantage, flanking is an option. When you're at an ult disadvantage, flanking is almost mandatory because otherwise you're just gonna
That,
lose the fight on main.
that's why you saw me do what I did like at the very end of the
Yeah,
game with that
but
Ana
let's
play.
look at the map control here, right? They already own the whole map pretty much, right? And I also already told you this is a nasty flank for them to take. It sets them up on backline instantly, right? So let's look at
Mhm.
how this evolves and what your impact in this fight is. Again, your impact comes from controlling usually long sidelines. Maybe this is too slow, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so that's a
So I
good
think
E. This is a mistake from their enemy Sojourn going back to this angle. She has Pocket there and a Lucio. We're blading on main, which is not the best setup possible. I would much rather want this Genji to get nanoed here and drop on somebody and then blade in here or something. But
because now
there's
he's using his space to kite.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, he's able to catch us. He has dash and his 6.0 ms movement speed up.
What's up?
which is he just moves faster than every other character in the game except Tracer, and he is dash. Like he'll
No,
still
it's not
catch.
that. It's the crossfires that we generate. Like if it drops
Uh,
here, the enemy team doesn't like the only way the enemy team kites is this way, and they're stuck in a corner,
yeah.
which is really bad for them.
Mm.
Okay, so we're trying. Right now, the enemy still has most of the map, and they are taking most of the map. We're still stuck in a corner. We're still stuck in a corner. You end up in a corner with Trank, which is really bad. When you Trank, you have to end Trank in a safe position for you. Is this a
I think
comfortable
I should.
position?
No,
No.
because I like the nasty flank from behind.
Where would you like to be?
Honestly, I don't know. I couldn't tell
Give
you.
me
It
an
just seems
option.
like okay, like let's say
What
I
options
don't
are
want to
there?
be in the middle of my team because I'm gonna just die to everyone on like because like I'm
Okay, so
let's see,
what option is there? What options are
I
there?
don't really want to run all the way back because then I guess I could because I won't die and I can help
You
my
could,
team. I
you
guess
could play
can.
here. You could play here, and you
Yeah,
could
maybe
prevent the
here is
drop,
not
right? If the Genji wants to or the Sojourn wants to drop here, they can't because you're shooting them. So you're
bad.
marking. This is marking an angle, right?
Yeah, that makes sense why sometimes it feels like I can't play the game because they just mark every angle and I can't really do
I
anything.
mean, you are marking this angle right now. This angle.
Yeah.
If you go here, so I think this is fine. This is troll because it's too close. This is too close. I mean, your only option is going back here right now with how
That's
you set up,
gonna
right?
end up eventually what I do. I still get run
Okay, so
down
what
though.
happens? The Sojourn has the God angle. The Mei probably dies to the God angle because she already used block to kite the blade. Yeah. And then we still have nothing, right? There's no map control.
So is Overwatch a game all about map control and
Yeah,
taking
it's
space?
about angle control, pretty much.
The whole game is
There,
about angle.
yes, there are comps where angles don't matter as much, but those comps usually work on certain points, and
Wait, can I mention one thing I think I know what you're
yeah.
talking about? You know Elios Lighthouse? Like what if you play like a bunker Ryan, Sam May, Lucio
Yeah,
map, like
I mean, Ryan Sim Maze is the cheese comp that kind of like that, but it's like Ryan Sim compensates the lack of angle control via the TP strat
oh
because
yeah.
they just TP on an angle, you know? There is angle control, but they don't sit on the angle because they're like close range heroes. Um, I was more so thinking about like Mauga Reaper Rush comps. Those comps usually play stacked, but they just play soft angles. They don't even play stacked. They play together in the middle of the fight because they want to get value from the
Malga E?
yeah, the Mauga cardiac. But when they engage, they usually engage from multiple angles. They just don't just run it down main unless it's like branded easy, like you're making it for them, right? You're just all stacked in this area. I mean, just run it down main. You know, you have ults, just run it down main. There's 5 people here stacked to kill them all. But you see how they used 3 ults and you died, right? You used 1 ult. So it's like, is it the worst case scenario for you? No, it's not, because you're coming
Yeah,
back
because
with
they can
more
so
ults.
many
But I do think that this fight would have been winnable. Um, and if anything,
I feel like
like,
I'm like a bronze player when you're saying how I could be playing better here.
what's up?
I feel like I'm like a bronze player because you're
You're not a
like
bronze player. You're just not thinking about this
wait,
shit.
yeah. When you talk about
I
oh
mean,
yeah,
you're
it
just a
could be
ranked
awesome.
player. You're a ranked player. This is ranked. There's just people standing on main all the time. This is ranked.
Mhm. Oh yeah, scrims will be so much more coordinated with everyone set up.
No. Screams in tier 3 are like pretty
Or
similar to
basically,
ranked.
wow.
They're pretty similar to ranked. It's hard to play the game correctly.
Because coordination and not
It's
only
not
that,
about
you have to
coordination, bro.
everyone knows how to
It's
play the
not
game.
about coordination. It's about you knowing what your responsibility is. How do you make this push easier for your team? You freaking flank the backline and you kill two. That's what you have to do to win this fight.
So, so I just play Zen and like touch the enemy every fight,
What's up?
and I win. Like I play Zen and I just touch the enemy by killing them, and like and I win. Is what you're
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. But you're missing the most important part, right? How do you kill them? You from an angle. The
Mhm.
reason why Shambhala is such a bad example for this is because every angle on this map is a flank, pretty much, because of how the map works, right? It's like basically circuit royale.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So that's why I keep reiterating that this map is kind of a bad example. Pretty much in everything that you can do against Rush on this map is flank,
Is it
because
because you don't want to ingrain in my head that I have to flank to win? Is that why?
you don't have to flank to win, but you have to angle to win. And if you
And
but
on
if you,
Shambhala, the angles are all flanks. Is what you're saying?
kind of, yeah, you should also keep in mind that it's good to switch it up. Um, like sometimes you should like flank and soft angle. What's it called? alternatively or like interchangeably, if that makes sense. Like you should not always flank because good players will start expecting it, right? So you should
Yeah,
like
it's so predictable.
yeah, play on a soft angle, then swap to another soft angle. Then
A
if
soft angle, you mean like a off angle that's close to your team?
yes, it's like this is a soft angle if your team is playing on main, right?
Uh-huh.
This is
Yeah,
also a soft angle.
I always look for soft angles, but sometimes I think
If they
it
don't
should be
have
something for
super high
bigger.
mobility, then you should also look for flanks, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, this is personal record of mine. I've been talking for 1 hour and 10 minutes about 4 minutes of the VOD. Personal
Oh,
record of mine.
oh, I think a lot of that is about like the question earlier.
Yeah, we have started doing the game at the 30-minute mark. Okay, they're trolling. Discord here is fine.
I'm just like scared for my life right now.
Yeah.
I like don't really know. I just see like a loose tilted. Like this guy just comes up.
I mean, he's trying to get a trade. He's doing the right thing. Okay, I wonder where you will go now. You're still
hear my
looking for
ball.
the Genji. Hmm?
Like yeah, this is
Totally
why I'm
is.
looking for him. Look, he just kills too. Like what? Like,
Oh, I get it.
I heard Awkward say that like you need to clear like a flanker out from if he's behind you because he's gonna be a problem for you.
What's up?
I heard Awkward say like if there's someone behind you, you need to clear them out because they're
Yeah,
gonna be a
but you can't
problem.
do it alone. You can't do that alone against the Genji. I mean, you can if you're taking him, if you're catching him with fans down, but this is fine.
Okay, got it.
You're charging your M2 a lot. I mean, you do more
It's like a
damage
burst.
by M1ing. You do more damage by M1ing.
Yeah.
Burst is
No, that's a
higher.
Ryan gap right there.
Hmm?
That was a Ryan gap right there.
I don't even know what happened. There's just 5 people fighting against. I swear this is just NA. 5 people fighting against 5 people. I don't want to be mean, but I swear this is
I don't
NA.
know. I can't tell the difference when I watch EU streamers and NA streamers. Like, I don't think I'm good enough.
It is true. Ranked is brain dead. So like here, you should. You know they don't have ults. Okay, I'm full of shit. They actually have none of it again. Well, the Genji popped off, but I would like you to be with your Sojourn on this angle.
Mhm.
Your damage is really relevant here to win this 1v1 and to prevent people from pushing main, right? You could also be here.
You know what's so funny is you keep telling me to take that far right. I remember a specific fight we lost on defense because their soldier went there and just killed me
Well,
because they took that space.
do you remember when that is?
It's later down. It's on defense.
Okay, let's finish watching attack and then we're gonna
Yeah.
watch the part of defense.
This ends now.
Oh,
He has to slide out.
if I help my soldier,
You're also 98 on trying right now, so there's no reason to fear flanking, right? I think you want to
Sure.
save your Ana again from Nanoblade, but even if we do survive the Nanoblade, if we still have no angles, it doesn't matter. We're probably gonna lose anyway. Imagine you were here with your Soy. 2v. Sorry, I can't speak again. Plus oneing is if you have the choice between plus oneing and holding your own angle. Plus oneing is almost always better because you're just harder to push here. I agree that if you time this wrong, you're gonna die, right?
Yeah.
But you're not doing anything on main. Like this whole game has just been you sitting on main and discording people. That's it. Right? You're not doing anything.
That's literally what I felt like. I was like, I didn't know what to do this game. Like, I was on Zen, like, I was just scared to take the front because I think, like you're saying, Shibali is a bad example because it's all flanks and I'm just hesitant to take a flank in general.
You shouldn't be hesitant when you have Trang. I think that here.
I was like I said, the reason why you don't see me do Evil with Trank is because like I'm trying to play to deny their ults. Like especially
Play
Nano
for
play
your own
because it's
value.
so dangerous.
Play for
It's
your
so
own.
dangerous.
In scrims, you can argue for that because in scrims, I trust this Mei to take the angle once we like kite the ult, right? But in ranked, that's not gonna happen. They're just gonna play main stacked. So it's your responsibility to go help this guy. This second time we see someone on your team trying to play the game. You have to help them. You know.
It's always a DPS trying to make a play, and I need to help him.
Yeah.
I'm also playing a little bit slow here and just trying to poke to get my ult. That's why you
Yeah,
don't see me.
that's okay. I mean, you would have your ult if you were on left side, because you would do damage. You know.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So you two
Or I will get.
You
I will have
2v1
my
this.
orb on Soldier to heal her.
Yeah, you 2v1 this guy, you're pocketing him, you're playing here, right? You see the Genji start going backwards. You still shoot this guy, you shoot the Rhine. If the Genji goes here, you drop. Or you like you could
And like, wait, did you say that again? I didn't see where you circled on the map.
on, shit, on this pillar. If it's
Like, if
like
my
in
Genji
dash
walked
range.
over there?
No, if their Genji
Oh,
is on this pillar, you're in dash range, right? So you need to
yeah.
be, as the
You
kids
need to
say,
chill.
I'm not gonna say that word. You need to be on the edge, and you need to be ready to like drop and look for like ask for your Ana for help.
Mhm.
But
Just need to chill for a bit and realize that he could
it's
kill
not
me if
chilling.
you
It's
want.
respecting him. If you're with your
Oh, it's
sojourn, you don't have to be scared. If you
Mhm.
get 3v2'd, you have to kite back, right? And you're the one that is slower, so you have to kite quicker or like
But
be
like,
further
make that
away.
decision quicker
It's
and
it's sort of
do it
like getting
before.
off the corner, the cap phrase, right?
Yeah,
You don't want to be on the corner when they swing. You want to be off the corner. You want to be ready to drop when they swing.
yeah.
But you can greed this because you have a soldier here, and in specific because you have trank. So you should not die on that angle. Honestly, this guy is not even nanoed. If you're here and you're tranking your soldier, this guy might die.
True.
Also, you should not insta trank. You should shoot him, and then you should trank
True.
the Genji.
Oh.
He's has no deflect, right? So just put orb on him and start shooting him. Okay, they nanoed the sojourn. Okay, I thought you tranked because you saw the Genji get nanoed. Wait, do you trank here? I think you see your soy critical.
I won't lie, I kind of just did this as soon as I heard Ana pop her ult, which is not always the best thing to
Yeah,
do.
that's what
But
I'm
I did
saying.
it
You probably assume that they're
because,
gonna nanoblade, right? Even if they do
yeah,
nanoblade, you should sink in as much damage as possible. You should place your Discord. Your Discord stays on the target that you place it on while
as
you're
long as I see
tranking.
them, my body sees them.
While you're tranking, right? So that's the least that you can do for offensive pressure. You cannot shoot, but you can keep Discord on somebody. So if you're watching this, you see deflect, right? You should
Yeah.
Discord him, and then if he does blade, or if he is blading right now, he has no deflect, you keep shooting him, and when he dashes, you trank, right? It's like min-maxing. Okay, so third time we see this, or the second time we see this. This is really good because these are things that you can fix. Where should you end your trank at?
Behind the corner, where
Which
my Mei
one?
is, maybe.
This
Where my
one?
Mei is.
I don't
Yeah,
agree.
just
This does
on the-
not help you open up
Really?
the map.
You're saying you want me to whip it on my top of my soldiers while you're hinting at
Yeah,
here?
I think you could go here with your Soj.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean,
Usually when I'm
how does
tranking, I
this
always
help you? How does this help you win the map? Going here,
nothing.
there's nothing, right?
I mean, I can shoot from it and pressure from there, but if
You
they
don't
just hide
have a good
behind
angle. What
cover,
can you shoot? You can shoot a Soj with rail and a nano Reinhardt. Do you want to shoot these people? No, you wanna like shoot the Sojourn from here, right?
yeah.
But you can
Just wanted to
shoot.
get a better angle on them.
Yeah, you could also go right, but right is risky. I mean, if you end up here, it's good because you can drop and get the mini. But right is riskier. You could go left and just 2v1 this guy. Get him out of here, as they say. That's good. I mean, you are making the best of a bad situation. This could be a troll play if you know they had played, but I would still go for it personally. If they're going here, if you know they have played, could be a troll play, but they use nano and you're in 2v1. I think you can win this.
Like, even if I die to it?
No, I mean, just 2v1ing the Genji here.
Oh.
You could die to it if they played, but I don't think you will die. Especially if he doesn't have cooldowns. He doesn't have deflect, right? You should kill him. You and the Soy should be able to, unless you hit unless you miss every shot, which does happen. But you see how he insta dies, right? You put Discord on him and he can no longer play the game. If you hit
Is
one
this
more
for that OP?
yeah. I mean, he's half HP, right? Half HP. If you hit one headshot, he's dead here.
What the hell? I didn't think this one was cosmetic, but I didn't know it was that good.
Should we do the math? This is,
No, that's too much. Like, I think it's just.
I mean, it's good to know
breakpoints.
breakpoints. It's good to know breakpoints. I think Zen M1 is like 50 or 55.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
To the head. No,
Can you
or in
look for
general.
it? I think I can look for it.
Zenyatta Overwatch. Let's see. Let's go on the wiki.
Uh,
It's 50 damage with a 2 times headshot multiplier. So
so 2 times headshot, and Discord is 30%, if I'm not wrong.
let's see what Orb of Discord makes them take 25% more damage.
Okay, um, so it's I don't remember. So it's 50. You said it's 55, right?
It's 50 damage.
50.
Zen.
So it's 100 times 130%. So it's 130 damage headshot Discord.
Wow, 130.
Yeah, that's literally half his HP. You know, he's
Mhm.
at when he's blading now. It's 133,
Oh,
right?
one shot it. One shot it.
Yeah, my cursor is gone again. So if you hit the shot while he's discorded, he dies here, right? It's a hard shot to hit, but now he dies, right? He's discorded, he can no longer play the game, he dashes in against a Mei with no deflect, and he dies, right? Orion survives by a miracle. And now we can take the map, but I don't think this play was bad. I don't know. I'm gonna tell you to do this kind of stuff because this is what I would do. Uh
Just
I
being
think
more proactive and taking angle and taking map control.
if you think that this is inting, then I
Two and
respect you
two.
playing here. I think this is valid as well. Like, this was valid, but I don't feel like it helped you win the fight. You playing here.
Valid in the sense as in it's not the worst angle
It's
ever.
you're not inting. You're just not really doing anything. I mean, you're playing
That's what
really
you'll see
safe.
me do. You'll see me do me. You'll see me playing very safe. That's what you'll see me do. Like almost every game, like and like Rock. You know, Rock. He said like I play like too safe. Like he just like imagine if you were on a big flank here. Like that's what he would say to me every time.
Yeah, sitting here is good. Is fine because we just want to cap point. Right? Going backline. There's no point in going backline because we just want to kill what's on point and cap point.
Yeah, that's why I was there.
Okay, where is the fight on defense where you die?
Well, go back a little. Like, yeah, no. Yeah, around here. No, you need to go for up in the bar. Like, fast forward a little bit. It should be when I'm up top. Yeah, like around here. Around here. Around here. Okay, no. This was it. No, cause I was just getting.
I'm just watching this. It's okay.
I swear to God it was.
I think it's fine. You're looking for trade. That's fine.
Okay, that's crazy that he just hit me when his character doesn't even look like he's looking at me.
It's okay.
I was like, oh wow.
Okay, so it's not here. You said you died on this right side, right?
No, I didn't die on the right side. So you know that window there? I was sitting on that window to try to deny. I was marking, like you call it, marking the space so Genji can't play here. Soj takes that right side and shoots me from the side, and then
Where?
the right side that you want me to play so much on.
No.
What do you mean?
This is the right side.
Yeah, like the Soj went here and shot me in the
Where?
side when I was.
Where in the VOD? At what point?
Oh, it's on defense. I think it was before the blade that we just saw.
For the blade.
Because I definitely remember it happening in game.
No, there's no.
Really? Is before it just me walking up?
This next one? No, it's
Maybe
not.
I confused it with overtime? Because I know I definitely remember it happening in the game. Oh, it was an overtime. I don't even know. I don't know. Am I? No, I'm not misrecalling it. I'm not misrecalling it.
Were you on Ana or on Zen?
I swear to God I was on Zen. Huh? Because I remember the cart was just like...
I don't know. So you get shot by the soldier on main?
Yeah.
Over
No.
here?
So you know where your camera is right now?
Uh-huh.
The soldier was here.
Okay.
And I was at the window area. And she was shooting me.
Window area. Which window? Here.
No, look, behind the
Okay,
wind, like...
so chill. So we have window 1, window 2, window 3.
So Soj was on window 3 shooting
Okay.
me at window 2.
On window... Really?
But I wasn't playing here. I was playing on the pillar back. Like, not this one. The pillar.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, I was playing here.
Okay, so
because
this? How
because
does?
Genji was
I
playing
know
on
what you're saying.
World
I know what you're saying, but how does this rebuttal my point that this is a good flank for you?
No, my point was that this is like it is a good flank because Soji just used it against me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if
In
there's nobody marking this, you're just gonna get choked. I mean, this whole game has just been you getting choked from multiple angles.
Mhm.
I think this is enough. I don't think there's any point going over an hour and a half.
Yeah, I think that's like even from what you saw, it's just like you're just telling me I need to like fight for the map more,
Mm.
and of course, how I like do I how I play is going to depend on what they have. Like you mentioned this multiple times at the start. You said like if like they have rush, they have or they have poke,
I don't
but
think
basically like
it's like you've already noticed that I called it rush poke hybrid, right? It's not.
yeah
There are very few comps in the game that do one thing and one thing only, right? Rhine sim comps are one of them, right? If you want to give a cheese example, right? But um,
yeah.
my point is that if you look at the enemy team, you're gonna get a feeling of how everybody wants to play. So you know that you have to keep your distance from the Genji and you have to flank the soldier because that's how you win against their DPS, right? So you need to look
Wait,
for the
wait.
angles. Hmm?
I don't want to like press you for more time, but you just quickly take like you could even go on 2 times speed. Go on that same code and go to when I was on attack. Like I just didn't know. Like I feel like I was like I said, I was just so passive, just healing, not knowing what I can do, and eventually decided I just need to flank and it worked. Like
Unknown attack.
I don't yeah, on attack over time. Because the other support player got off. Because I mean I think the other support player was probably not
Defense.
this good. It was yeah, it was like around here. Like if you go to me, this is I'm already like for this, yeah. Like for like you'll just see me healing my team a lot here. Like you think I could be doing something else? I'm kind of just healing and healing and healing. Do you think I should take an angle? Like you're telling me to do on Zen?
Well, I mean, your Moira is the flanker in this comp.
Come over here.
I mean, what angle can you take, Azana?
Not I
I
guess
mean, the
main
right is not
angle.
bad. Right is not bad because you can splash grenade on the pillar. It's not bad.
Mhm.
Left is really bad. Main is not awful because of where your Moira is. Your Moira is on the flank, right? The RTPS are double flanking, throwing the game, but
Drawing the is crazy.
I mean, they are throwing the game. What are they doing here? Uh,
Mhm.
I would like your Mei Moira to be on right. I think that this is bad because it's double support. If you see your Moira go right, you can't really go right unless the card is already past the corner. Because this
Mhm.
guy needs your help, you know?
That's why I back off and just go
Yeah,
main to heal him.
yeah. Your Moira can't really do anything from that angle anyway. I don't know why she's there to begin with.
I think just to scout maybe and see if she
Maybe.
can do something.
You're throwing your sleep at air.
I mean, yeah, I just a habit I have to use my CDs when there's nothing
You should be
punishing me.
careful because now they can push you. The Ryan has seen sleep and nade if he wants to. If there's an opening, he can ring as Cloudy says, let's get a ring going, big man. 3-2-1 ring and run you over, right? Because you're 4v5, no sleep, no nade. I mean, what else does he need? You have to be patient. I understand that you're looking for value, but you have to be patient.
Hey, Komi said something about how rolling recognizing when you can carry the fight and you cannot.
There are certain situations where you're playing to enable your team because your team has like the ults or the angles, but
Yeah, I heard something about how it said like when you're healing heal body, it says it means that you value your team's aggression more than you value yours. I don't know if that's yes
I
or
suppose I don't think you should look for the buzzwords. I think the fundamentals are what spaces are you controlling, you know? Because if you keep memorizing buzzwords, you're just gonna overcomplicate things. I feel like this is what Rock does a lot.
what
Uh,
who does?
Rock.
Oh, what do we mean? What Rock does? Like he's
It's
just
like he
thinking about
memorizes
buzzwords.
buzzwords like flank, angle. I need to flank. I need to angle, but he doesn't understand the
Mhm.
value of it. He's like goes chases crazy flanks. I'm not like I'm not trying to like flame him in a call with you. I'm just saying
No, I understand what you mean. You're
is
saying like you
I
need to
had this
understand
discussion
why
with
you want to do this play.
yeah, I mean, it's very simple, bro. It's not that complicated. You don't have to think about brawl and rush, and you just look at the enemy and you notice that they're running mobile backline with a soldier, right? So this guy pokes you, this guy flanks you, this guy doesn't really do anything to you. You just kill him. So how do you want to play against this? Well, you want to keep an eye on the Curie so she doesn't flank you with the Genji, and then you want to probably either like flank the soldier if you can, or shoot her when she's not looking at you, or completely LOS her. So you have like 3 options, right? What you do
So
is
my options
fine.
are to well, so those 3 options are marking the angle and shooting Soj or flanking the Soj.
You either LOS the soldier and you look for a nade, like maybe something like this, because Ryan has to drop, right? Maybe if you nade the Ryan and we wall the Ryan and we push him, that's good. You can also do what you're doing now if you know that the Ryan dropped. He hasn't
Oh,
dropped, he's stalling. If you know that the Ryan dropped, you can look to flank the Soviet venture and you throw a nade and everybody dies, you know?
yeah.
But your Moira is on main, your Moira is not on the flank. If your Moira is on the flank over here, you either trust this guy with not dying and you go for your play, or just stick main and you look for a nade of the people that are being pushed back by your flanking Moira, you know?
Good point. Catching them in the rotation. Like you said, like how.
So, like, what's the question here?
Oh,
Is
not
this a
not
valid
for like.
play, or I mean,
What do you,
why did you want me to look at
no,
this?
no. My question is like just like what could I be doing as Ana in that situation? And you answered it. You said just like uh if my Mora is flanking, I could look for a
You're
nade
helping this
on.
guy and you're looking for value, either nading on top so you can walk, isolating the Rhine, right? Or you're nading the Rhine if the Mei is on main and wants to walk on the Rhine.
So looking for E value
Yeah, pretty much. Because
and
I
not
mean,
useless E value.
yeah. Uh,
Would it
mhm.
like evading like them top is just useless? Like my team can't really kill them. I don't even have a hit scan on my
No,
team.
not necessarily. If you're nading 2 people here and you're forcing them out of the fight, it's still value. It's not as good as nading somebody that can actually die, but it's still value. It's still good. Because then you isolate the Rhine. The Rhine doesn't have like the Rhine is not gonna kill you, right? The Rhine is just stalling point, and the person that's gonna kill you is this Sojourn eventually, right? She's eventually gonna
Mhm.
hit the shot. So if you push this guy back, we can push the Rhine. If we don't push the Rhine, then the value is wasted, but that's not really on you. You did fine, right? If you stay here and you nade the top and we don't kill the Rhine, GG, your team didn't get value from your nade, you know?
Okay.
They didn't push, they didn't press
It is
W.
5v5, not 1v5. Or
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so do you have any more questions?
No, that's it.
I don't think this play was bad from you, but I think it's a coincidence that the Moira came back at the right time and this worked. I mean, I think this run is not stupid. It's not taking a lot of damage, so it worked out. I think this would have 100% won you the game if you called for your Avenger to flank with you.
You think this is a Diddy flame?
I don't even know what Diddy means, bro.
He's just like a dude who got like convinced of like just like doing freaky stuff. Like he
Uh,
had like 1,000 bottles of baby oil in his house. Like he's
I
like a
see.
music. He was a producer. Like not a producer. He would manage other music artists. Like he would manage a
Yeah.
lot of big music dudes. And so
Okay,
and like he had
let's take some Zen notes, okay?
yeah.
What
So
have you
like
seen that kept popping up?
I'm not angling enough.
Okay, how do you need to angle and when do you need to angle?
I I need to angle far away.
Not necessarily. Again, this map is a bit of uh,
Well,
of an
as in like
exaggeration.
my angle's not really good if like Genji could just throw his shuriken and right click me and
Sure.
like I don't
So
want to be like kissing distance, but I want to be
sure.
back.
You're looking for angles that are good for your range. That can be close
Yeah,
range if you're
that's
playing against Widow and Ashe and Sojourn,
mhm,
or it can be long range if you're playing against flankers or fast heroes in general.
yeah.
Okay, so we're
And
looking for angles, right? Experiment playing on angles that are good for your range. When?
when like before the
Yeah,
fight
yeah.
starts, setting up,
Set up. Yep,
setting
set
up before
up
the fight.
after the fight has ended. So your goal is to go into games now, and whenever a fight, um,
Should
before
I
the
be setting
fight,
up in the poking phase? Like you
you
mentioned at the
can,
start.
but you gotta be careful doing it because if they, I mean, yes, you can. The short answer is yes. Um,
Mhm.
it's better. Yes, it's good. What I was gonna say is either pre-fight or post-fight. Your goal is now pre-fight and post-fight is to think of what angle would be good for me, and you experiment with that, and you
So I
see
have to
what.
get creative with my angles.
Yes, essentially. I mean, that's the beauty of playing Overwatch. You know, you get creative. You don't just do the same thing over and over again.
Mhm.
Set up
I
after.
think I just tried going for some weird flanks when I have Tranko because
Hmm?
you mentioned how like you think when you have trick, you should always go for a flank? Like, you said something like that.
Yeah, I think that it's always free to go for flanks when you have Trank. I don't think. I mean, it's just again, as long as you end up in a safe position, it's zero risk for potential value. And why would you not take that trade? But
But like, I waste my trick if I don't kill them. That's why.
well, I've told you before that even if you don't kill them, you might force them out of the angle, or you might make them chase you. And if you don't die, that's value.
But the timing has to be good. Otherwise, because if I force them out the angle and I leave and they just go back to it with no contesting, then that's
It
bad.
depends. It depends if you're trading your. I mean, in this specific scenario, if you're forcing the Sojourn out, then that's great. I mean, you're out of the fight. Sojourn is out of the fight. That's good trade for your team, in my opinion. Because
Yeah, because Sojourn is so scary.
Yeah.
It's such a scary target.
yeah, if you force like if you're, I don't think you should overthink this. Just go for it and trust. I mean, in a 1v1, you should trust yourself that you're gonna win that because you actually have the tools to do. You do a lot of damage, and if you catch somebody by surprise, you can get 130 damage of entry damage on them. It should be a 1v1, right? She's gonna slide away.
Yeah.
Winning a 1v1 doesn't necessarily mean that you kill the person. It might mean that they're just backing up and giving up the angle. That's also winning, right? If they repush it 3 seconds later, that's another story, right? And whether you can fight it or she has support and you have to back up, that's another story. But you're still getting value because you're controlling space.
Okay. That's fair.
Be careful. Timing.
Why do I feel like this is kind of similar to like my first live round review, where you just told me on BAP like I just need to do more damage, like just or keep shooting.
I don't remember that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you said something like I remember it was the Cerveza game. You said I was just like on angle healing my team, but when I could just like be triple thinking the enemy, walking in a straight line, and just win the fight for my team. That's what you said.
I don't specifically remember it, but if
Yeah.
if need be, I can go look back at it.
No, you don't need to.
okay,
I just find it kind of funny that it's like it seems like the issue is still that I'm just not like holding angles as I should be.
Yeah. Flank. You should experiment hard flanking with Trank. I'm not saying that you should do it all the time, but in the ranked you can very often get away with it. The other thing is make sure you end up on a safe angle when Trank ends, because that's another thing that I kept seeing you doing. You just go back to main when Trank ends, right? Main is
I
not.
want to say that's not. It is a safe angle, but it's probably not the best angle.
Yeah,
Is that
I
what
mean,
you're saying? Take
it's
like
not
a
an
better
angle
angle.
if your whole team is there.
Oh, that's a good point. It's not really an angle.
And again, you don't have to flank. This map is just Diddy, right? This is the Diddy map.
That's true.
I don't remember if there's something else. You should be careful with your Discord, right? I think that after today, you can look at Discord in a different way
Yeah,
as
for
a way
sure.
to control people from playing the game, to prevent people from playing the game. But let's leave it as that, at that for now, and we can take a look another time.
Yeah, no, thank you so much.
No worries.
I just find it